This week I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience in finding a sense of purpose. So I feel like this is a really tricky subject, and I already tried to film like a 20-minute video just trying to piece it all together because I feel like it's so subjective and it's so individual. So I don't want you to take what I'm saying as something that is definitely going to work for you, because I feel like finding your purpose and finding a sense of meaning in your life is your own little journey. It's your own thing that you've got to go through. I'm just going to share how I've gotten a clearer picture on finding my own sense of purpose, with the hopes that you can take something from this and help yourself as well. So before we begin, if you are into personal development, mental health, then please click that subscribe button. I would love to have you along on the ride with me. I post new videos every Wednesday, and it would be great to see you in future videos. So let's get started. So for me, purpose has been something which eluded me for a really long time. I remember not being too sure of what I wanted to do when I was younger. I remember doing a year of forensic science in university only to drop it and change to biology, because biology is broad enough that you can leave there and not have a set job which you have to jump into. And that was a really big thing for me because I had no idea what I wanted to do. It turns out 3 years of university later, I still did not know what I wanted to do. I remember getting my first job outside of university and just sitting there with just a pit of discontent, being like, is this it? Is this really what I want to do? Because I still had no idea what I wanted or where I wanted to go or how I could be of use. And these are really big questions to ask yourself, which is why I feel like when you don't have a sense of purpose, when you don't have that idea of where you fit in, it can lead to a lot of mental health conditions. Like for me, I dealt with a lot of depression over the subject, because when you go into work every day and you have in the back of your head, I don't know what I'm doing, like I don't feel like this is right for me, that starts to weigh you down. So fast forward a bit, I was going through a bit of a rough time. I remember sitting in front of my therapist and being like, I have no idea who I am. And that is where I wanted to take this video, and where I feel like, for me personally, I found my purpose through finding who I was. Because I feel like a lot of us are living our life through the lens of how we think others think we should be. I also feel like growing up, we dealt with a lot of crap that led to us hiding stuff away, hiding parts of our authentic self that is not allowed to shine in our adulthood. And I feel like both of those things stop us from accessing our true powers and our true talents. We are unable to find where we fit in, we are unable to find our purpose because we do not have access to who we truly are. And this was the key thing for me. And I never set out to find a purpose. This whole personal development stuff, it was never to find my purpose. It was never to find what I wanted to do. It was just to find myself. And when I began to find myself, that is when a sense of meaning started to show up in my life. And that makes complete sense when I'm talking about it, because how can you possibly know where you fit in? How can you possibly know what your meaning is or what you want to do when you don't know what you want to do? When you peel back the expectations of others, when you peel back the stuff that you have hidden away over the years, what is left there? What does that person want? And that was the key thing for me. So now looking back, for me, I can totally relate to the boy who did not know what he wanted to do because he was disconnected from himself. So what I did throughout engrossing myself in personal development, I found out what I liked. I found out what lit me up inside. I found out what I was passionate about. And then through that, I began to realise how I could connect that to the people around me. Because we all have this need to belong. You know, we're social creatures. So it's just natural that us as human beings would want to feel like we are of use and would like to know that we are contributing towards our society. And we also want to know that we are doing our best. And in order for us to do our best, we need to be passionate about something. And in order to know what you're passionate about, you need to know what you like. So you need to be connected to your authentic self. So we're going right round in the circle here. So for me, looking back, I went back to when I was 12 and when I was 10, What did Joe like to do? He was creative. I wrote those stories. I was very in tune with my creative side. I was always up here, always thinking about stuff. And I hid that away. I hid that away for years. And I went through school, and then I chose to kind of go down that route. I went down the science route, but still, I wasn't connected to that creativity part of it. Part of this journey for me was one, reconnecting with my creativity, and then through my own struggles, I also realised how passionate I was about mental health and how passionate I am about helping other people move through things that I struggled a lot with a few years ago. So right there we can identify something that I'm passionate about, which is personal development, and then other things that I like, so creativity. And I also integrated other things that I like, so I know that I really like fitness, so I did a personal training course. I also like the idea of working for myself, so if this was ever to turn into a business for me, I know that that would suit me. I would not have been able to figure out what I wanted to do if I did not know who I was. And that's why I didn't know back then, because I did not know who I was. So the advice that I would give you if you were in a position like I was a few years ago, when you did not know what you wanted to do, my first step for you guys would be to look at finding yourself. Because if you're like me, I did not have a purpose because I didn't know who I was. And if you're somebody who struggles with not knowing their purpose, it is likely that you struggle with living authentically as well. Are there ways that you are showing up in your life that are not true to you? Are there parts of yourself that you're not accessing? Are there parts of yourself that are hidden away, maybe because of some stuff in the past? And this is part of the challenge, guys. This is a challenging thing to do. In me finding my authentic self and realising that I wanted to be a self-expressive person, I had to deal with a load of anxiety around that. That was a really difficult time for me because I was having to do something that I once felt rejected for, and so I hid away. And that is part of the challenge of finding yourself, but it is worthwhile. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it didn't waffle, and I hope that you understood what I was talking about. Check out my blog where I talk about this stuff in a little bit more detail. Subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you along, and I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you so much.